Yo. What's up? It's your boy Domuto. We're back with another video. Today we're watching another MajorDragon what if story. This one was recommended though, so I'm recommending. This was recommended by Ryan P. So this one is what if Goku became the Emperor? You know what I'm saying? So you know how we do. We gonna do like 2 parts a day, 2 parts, and let's get
defeated Frieza. This time around, in this what if, the blast killed Frieza fully, leaving no trace of him behind.
Oh, damn.
Now Goku would run, and this what if, Vegeta never blew a hole in the ship. So he just ran out of time beforehand. So Vegeta was able to escape before Frieza noticed. Honestly, I don't know how Goku thought he can work a ship like that, but once at the control panel, he presses the buttons and one worked, and the ship fired to life, and it took off just in time, right as Namek exploded. Goku survived. Now Goku would then turn to base
pressed
form
the
as
muffin
he looked
button.
out into space and took a big sigh of relief. He would then pass out. As 2 days would pass, he would then wake up as he would then see that there was a bunch of Frieza soldiers around him, as now he was on Frieza's main base of operations called Planet Frieza 79. This is a real thing, look it up. The soldiers would swarm in and they would find Son Goku, where they would think that he was a soldier who survived an attack or raid. Now, they would put him in the healing tank where he would fully recover. Now, once when he fully recovered, they would begin asking him questions, mainly the higher officers. There was a young soldier by the name of Tagoma, who was a new high-ranking soldier rising through the ranks fast. He was given the opportunity to investigate and study Son Goku. Now, Son Goku would actually explain straight up what happened with him beating Frieza and killing him and escaping Namek's destruction. Now Sorbet. Now Frieza's assistant would confirm this info with the intel they have received. Now Goku doesn't really care about this, he just wants to head home and see his family.
Right.
That's his main goal. Now they couldn't really stop Goku. Now remember, Goku's far powerful here, having a power level of 4 to 5 million. With the Zenkai, he is far more powerful. They cannot contain Goku. Now they would give him a smaller ship and Goku would then fly off right towards Earth. Now, this is obviously where some things would change. As you guys know, Frieza would never show to Earth and show up with King Cold. This also means that Trunks will not have his cool intro scene. Trunks still does show up, but this mainly means that Dr. Gero would not collect samples of Frieza and King Cold. That would mean that Cell would not have the DNA of Frieza,
Be a little weaker,
which would actually make Cell weaker. And no, there was also no Yardrat training, meaning no instant transmission. Now you could argue, since the Uniforce had the next chords and mission programs and such, intercoms, Goku could learn about it and head there to
spiritual
see what
control.
it was. But for what it purposes, this time he does not, as it doesn't seem like Goku's thing. Goku shows up around the same time before where Trunks would then meet him. Now, Frieza never showed up, which Trunks would find odd, as in that timeline Frieza did in a mechanical body with his father. But Trunks would then skip it as maybe something changed, or maybe some strange events happened. Once when Goku meets Trunks, all of the introduction, the little battle that they would happen the same. It's just that Goku would actually have his
King Cold still show up?
As Goku was going to try on the Saiyan armor, but he didn't really like it. It wasn't his style. And even like the t-shirts, they're really tight on him. He doesn't like it. So he had to kind of go for the raggedy pants that he had when he fought Frieza. And no shirt. But Trunks would then fight Goku, and now Goku, obviously, he knows Super Saiyan as well. I do feel like during the week or so that he did show up, he would still be able to kind of learn it, but it would take more time to transform into it. So we're just going to do what if purposes to make it easy that Goku can still go Super Saiyan, and would fight Trunks the exact same. Now, 3 years. Now we know that Goku, Piccolo, and Gohan trained for 3 years, right before Android 19 and Dr. Gero came out. Now, during these 3 years, right after the events of future Trunks, Goku was training with the Sun and alongside Piccolo. Goku would then sense something coming as a big Frieza ship landed. Now the other Z fighters would arrive alongside Vegeta, Tien, Krillin, as they were all nearby. As remember, this is right outside of Goku's home.
Right.
Right when this happens, a dozen or so soldiers would come out and they were expecting a battle. But no, they would then meet Goku. Now who was there? Tagoma and Sorbet. All the soldiers would then come out, no weapons drawn, as in Sorbet and Tagoma would then walk out and walk up to Goku. They would then bow before their new emperor. Goku was really confused. Why are they bowing? He would actually ask Vegeta, "Hey, Vegeta,
Oh,
why are they kneeling?"
shout out to MajorDragon for commenting. He commented on one of the reactions, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing. I don't know if I said that in one of the videos. I don't know. But anyway, shout out to MajorDragon.
Down like that. Now, Vegeta doesn't know either. He's really confused what's going on. He would then tell me he's an imbecile. Now, Goku was really confused. Now, Vegeta was mainly more confused. Like, why are they bowing before Kakarot? What's going on? Is this some kind of trick? Now, Sorbet would then explain everything.
Right.
That, Son Goku, you have defeated Lord Frieza in fair combat. And, if so, you have now earned the title as Emperor of the Universe.
Oh, shit.
This means that Goku has taken over Frieza's position. He commands the whole Frieza force, the whole army, all the planets are Goku's, the wealth, everything belongs to Goku. Now, Goku was absolutely shocked, as he was like, but I don't want to be like Frieza. I'm not like Frieza at all. Now, Sorbet says, no, we're not saying that you are Frieza and you're going to be like him. You just have his position because you beat him. It's by law. Now, Goku, of course, would not want this. Goku, this is not Goku's way. Goku doesn't want to rule over planets and destroy stuff. He's not like a slave planet trader. That's not what Goku does. But very quickly, Sorbet would then explain that Frieza's family has made the business much more cruel and unfair with how they make their income and etc. Kind of more like the, kind of like the Empire from Star Wars, and like Frieza's the Emperor. But he asked Goku, think about it, Goku, with your help and your power being stronger than Frieza, maybe you can make it better for the entire universe. Now, Goku asked to maybe give him a little bit of time. He was going to say no. But then comically, Chi-Chi would then appear out of nowhere and bonk Goku right on the head, leaving a swollen mark. And she would tell him that, what are you thinking, Goku? And she would thank the aliens for giving her husband a real job for once. She's been trying for so many years to get Goku a job, and nothing's working to actually make some money around here and help out. Now, Chi-Chi would then demand Goku to get this job and to do some good with it, as they need the money, and he can finally be a husband and a good father for once. Now, Goku, obviously terrified of his wife, he doesn't have much of a choice here, and Chi-Chi wants him to. Gohan could even say, Dad, you can also help out a lot of people, too. Maybe this is a good thing, maybe so that people don't suffer. Goku would think hard about it, but with his son, mainly his wife, kind of tell him to, Son Goku was kind of put in the position to where he would have to say yes. Not really knowing what to do, Sorbet would then smile and kneel before them, saying, then welcome our new emperor. Goku would now agree, and this is where the whole story of Dragon Ball shall change. Vegeta, out of all of them, is the most shocked. And, very quickly, the most furious. Not only was this low-class Saiyan a Super Saiyan, and he doesn't have it, not to mention he was just given the entire empire like that for besting Frieza. This obviously angers Vegeta extremely bad. Vegeta would even say that he would deserve the empire, as he's a real Saiyan. He's the prince of all Saiyans. As Sorbet would then smile and state, well, you're the prince of a Saiyan race that's not even here anymore, Prince Vegeta. Which would anger him, but then Goku would calm them down and say, look, I'll help you out with your empire thing, but I want you to know one thing, that I'm staying on Earth and I want to be with my friends, but also I want a lot of things to change if that's the case. Now, Sorbet would completely understand. Whatever Son Goku wants, they shall do. End of story. As he is the Emperor now, he has all power. Now, as the 2 to 3 years would go by, a lot of events would be changing. With the fact that Goku is now hanging around Sorbet a lot, Sorbet would teach Goku a lot. Now, Goku's kind of not very much high IQ, but he's smart in terms of battle and stuff like that. He's smart, but he's not, if y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, he can't count to 100 or do math in his head, but he's really smart to get to know people. Now, Sorbet would then teach Goku a lot about what Frieza's family has done and what they have done to the Empire. And with Goku telling, Sorbet kind of will handle the stuff for Goku. Goku just kind of tells him what to mainly do. If Goku says, hey Sorbet, can you go stop these planets from doing illegal trading, or we need to stop slaving planets, then Sorbet will go handle all that. That's what Sorbet's job is. Well, Goku states, well, if we're going to be taking over these planets and hurting these people, that's not right at all. We need to stop that immediately. Which Sorbet would then check off the list. Now Sorbet would say, well, then how are we going to make money? And Goku says, well, money's not really a big deal in the world, isn't it? Or in the universe. What we should do is maybe just be a symbol of peace, not a symbol of fear. We need to look out for people and help around the universe if so.
Okay.
Now this would also very quickly, Goku would then meet the Galactic Patrol. Now the Galactic Patrol has had a big bounty on Frieza's head and his empire. Now once when they found out that he actually lost to a Saiyan named Son Goku or Kakarot, they very quickly found out that his position was now the Emperor, and they wonder, is he going to be a tyrant like Frieza? Very quickly they would meet up with Son Goku, and Son Goku would actually get along great with them. This is where we would also meet a very young Jacko, who was just becoming brand new. So, having the new rank, Jacko was very gifted to be able to meet the Emperor himself. Now, you could say that Jacko looks a little bit smaller, maybe, he has a bit more like a lighter voice. Now, Jacko just joined the Galactic Patrol, and there's somebody else as well. And I know it's very early, but I just want to add him just because he's one of my favorite characters in Super. Mieris is there. Very plausible. Now, Mieris was actually just inducted into the Galactic Patrol as well. He very quickly did rise the ranks. Now, he does take notice of Son Goku's strength and his potential, but obviously, we all know that he's an angel behind the scenes, but obviously, he can never speak upon this, as he's just like a mortal, as he's basically an angel in training. Now, as we know, Goku would then very quickly get along with the Galactic Patrol, and they would actually work together. Now, Goku would completely change the Empire, which a lot of people would not like this. Now, very quickly, on the other side of the universe, King Cold would very quickly find out what was happening. His son lost, not to mention a Saiyan took over his empire and is destroying his family's name. Oh, this cannot stand at all. King Cold would take the first ship to go right over to, I guess you could say, Planet Frieza 79, or you can also argue that he went to Earth where Goku would be at. Now, once on Earth, by the way, I'm just going to say that King Cold would try to show up on Earth, but since we said earlier that Cell would never get the cells of Frieza, sadly, King Cold's not going to be able to find Earth. So, Goku would actually be on Planet Frieza 79, or you can maybe change it to maybe Planet Kakarot, if you want to call it that, to where it's peaceful, to where they learn martial arts, they learn how to fight, to help out with the Galactic Patrol alongside, to help out.
Right.
Now, King Cold would very quickly arrive, and he was fuming. How could his son have lost to a Saiyan, and why was he not notified of this right away? He would then meet Son Goku. Now, as we know, King Cold is very manipulative, and he's very, very sly when he talks. He's not anger-headed like Frieza. He tries to weasel his way out of things. He would very quickly, Goku obviously thinks that, he actually thinks that that is Frieza, as nobody else looks like that. And he would say, Frieza, how are you alive? King Cold would then laugh and state, no, Saiyan, I'm not my son. I am King Cold, his father. Now, Goku was shocked. He didn't know that there was more Frieza's kind. And Goku states, well, if that's the case, are you friend or foe? And King Cold states, I'm actually in the middle. I do not wish to fight you, Son Goku, but I cannot have you taking over our empire like this, so since my son was taken away, by blood right, I do have the right to take my empire back. And, since you have taken my empire, it seems the only way to do so is the old-fashioned way, by blood. That means a fair battle to the death. Whoever wins gets to rule the universe. Now, Goku, does he truly want to fight him? He doesn't want to hurt anybody or cause casualties, but Jacko, who was there, or you can also argue Mieris as well, they would tell him, saying, Son Goku, you have to fight. Or, Tagoma and them could even say too, Son Goku, you have to fight him. If you don't, he'll take over this empire and he'll make it way back to the way it was before and cause more pain. Now, King Cold necessarily hasn't really attacked anybody or hurt anybody, but Goku knows that I know what to do with your kind, as King Cold would then hold up a ki blast and destroy multiple soldiers, who was just innocently training in the distance. Goku's anger was fuming, as then, in base form Goku, he would begin his battle with King Cold. Now, as we know that King Cold is in his second form, Son Goku and King Cold would begin trading blows. I do feel like in this state, Goku could pretty much hold his own against second form King Cold, all up until King Cold would then showcase his full power. King Cold notes that the Saiyan is very powerful, but he's very different from his son. He would then showcase his final form.
Oh shit.
Now, once when he has his final form, Goku, even using Kaioken times 20, might be able to stagger King Cold a little bit. King Cold was far too powerful. As this is when Goku would then transform into a Super Saiyan, and this is what King Cold has been wanting to see. He wants to see the Saiyan of legend that killed his son. It was perfect. King Cold gives him one chance, as King Cold has a power of his own, as they would actually trade blows for a little bit, but Goku would very quickly overpower the Great Demon. Now King Cold would state, I'm going to give you one chance to maybe join me when my empire is finished. You would make a perfect general, as you ran the empire pretty well in your own way. Goku would state, I would never join you. I have everything that a man needs. King Cold's basically smile very quickly turned into a growl, as he would state, very well then, Saiyan, you have decided to me to use my hand. As then, he would then start screaming and transforming, going into his full power.
Oh shit.
Or his fifth form. Very similar to his son Cooler. How is this possible, Major Dragon? King Cold can't even transform like that. Well, for what purposes he can. And if Cooler can do it, then I think that King Cold can do it too, being the eldest of all the Frieza clan. Now Goku was surprised at King Cold's power. The two would begin their battle, as at first, King Cold would begin to overpower Goku, but with Goku's rage increasing each time, and he was holding back, Goku using full power, he would pretty much look the exact same as he did when he fought Frieza on Namek, with pretty much his G's in rags, his shirt was off. He would then begin battling King Cold for the universe. This battle was shaking everything. As the whole planet was shaking with their blows, King Cold was starting to get on the losing end. And Goku starts noticing this, as King Cold was stronger than Goku, but his power started dropping ever so slightly, as it's almost like drops of power is depleting. This is very similar to what happened when Frieza fought Goku on Namek those 3 years ago. Goku remembers that, wait, this must be a form that he never really goes into before, so he's not used to the power. So Goku knows that he just must tank it, and then just wait it out until he's weak enough that Goku can get the slip on him. Now multiple minutes of Goku getting beaten down, but holding his own, would continue. All up until King Cold would start sweating, getting tired, Goku would then catch his punch, and pull his punch back, and then deliver a devastating gut blow, very similar to what he did to Full Power Frieza in the Namek Saga. Goku would begin to overpower King Cold, and he would tell him, stating, your body is not used to that form, and you're burning out faster than you're dishing it. So, I'm going to give you one chance to leave and never return. King Cold says no to this, as he would actually blind Goku a little bit by shining a ki blast right in his face. Now once when Goku recovers, he would then look up and see that King Cold has charged up a massive supernova, twice the 3 times the size of Frieza and Cooler's supernova, as I feel like he can charge up energy just like how Cooler can, much faster. So Goku doesn't have much of a choice.
Yeah, I want to know how strong is King Cold?
And fire full force.
We've never seen it.
Now the two would be a massive struggle of power. Goku would then have to push his body past its limits. He would then scream Super Kaioken. And just in that split-second burst, it would then, boom, blow right past the ball and hit King Cold full force, blasting him to a nearby star and killing him. Now Goku here nearly killed himself using that Super Kaioken. He was immediately rushed to a healing tank, which saved his life. Once when those events were over, Goku knows that since King Cold is handled, he knows that he's going to have to leave Sorge to kind of handle everything while he needs to go back because the androids are going to be showing up soon. But they do notice how Goku's heart has become irregular, that there's something going on. But Goku says, oh, it must be the heart virus that Trunks was talking about. But don't worry, I have medicine just in case for that. That this guy from, well, I guess he can't really say, that he already has medicine for it that can beat it. And they would state, okay, and Goku would then fly off to planet Earth. As then, on the exact date and time, Dr. Gero and Android 19 would make their move.
Shit.
Now, we last kicked off with Goku finally finishing off King Cold. Now, most of the events would happen the exact same, all up with Goku fighting Android 19 and the likes of Dr. Gero. Now, Goku would still succumb to the heart virus, just like the original, but he does have the medicine that Trunks gave him as well, plus also the best medical advances in the universe. Of course, being the Emperor, he was rushed off-world to ensure perfect protection and to be away from the androids, so they would never find him. Now, Goku was in a special medical bay as he was given the heart medicine and also given the best medical advances that you could ask for. As at first they wanted to leave Master Roshi's home, but Sorbet would state that the Emperor would feel more safe if he's off-world, so that way the androids could never even find him.
True.
Which that would be a better idea. So Chi-Chi would come along.
Sorry, I was looking up the
husband Goku.
The part 1 and the part 2.
A lot of the events would happen the exact same.
How long
Goku would actually get better a little bit faster because there is more medical advances that could help speed up the recovery. So you could say that Goku within a day or two, within
it was
a
great
day
flavor.
Early, he got better. Now, most of the events of the Cell Saga would pretty much happen the same. The only difference here is, yes, Vegeta would still do the biggest mistake of his life. He would still let Cell absorb Android 18, and Cell already absorbed Android 17. All that happens the same while Goku was asleep and out cold of the heart virus. The only difference here is that Super Perfect Cell, or Perfect Cell, is still not as strong as his original self. And the reason for this is because they never got Frieza's DNA. So Cell does not have Frieza's DNA in his body. So Cell is not as powerful as his original self. He's still scary strong, but he's not as powerful as his original self.
Right.
Now, even Vegeta's Final Flash would do a little bit more damage against Cell, but Cell was still far above Vegeta.
Right.
Vegeta has no chance of defeating Perfect Cell. There was no chance. And the same thing with Trunks. It's just that Cell would have to use a little bit more power, but Cell wasn't even using full power yet, and he would still defeat Trunks. Now, Cell was still interested, and he would still hold the Cell games. And that would happen within 10 to 11 days. So, within those 10 days, Goku already recovered. He meets up with the Z Gang as they're on Kami's lookout, and he explains that there's a hyperbolic time chamber. But what about the humans and stuff too? What are they going to do to get stronger? Well, Goku states that Sorbet's been working with Bulma, and they constructed a very special gravity room. And this gravity room has the ability to increase the gravity way more than Bulma can do currently. Plus, it also has healing chambers. So as soon as you get injured, you can go to the healing chamber and you can get healed. Now, these healing chambers are a little bit more advanced. As you guys remember, this is years later.
Right.
3+ years later, with the help of Bulma as well, being a technical genius, they would actually figure out a way to make the healing pods heal you even faster than before, so you can recover, as it could take within an hour, and you're fully recovered and ready to go. So the Earthlings will be doing that, as of course Vegeta and Trunks would go in, and then of course Goku and Gohan.
I think Mitch told the story.
Together.
He did the shell thing
Goku
first.
knows that Gohan, his son, has amazing potential, and they can grow even more powerful. He wants his son to be as powerful as he can. So most of the training would go the exact same. Just the fact that Goku here is pretty much the exact same power, you could argue, maybe a little bit stronger, but it wouldn't really change all that too much. Gohan here pretty much is the same, as he would still get Super Saiyan. They would learn to master the power and grow stronger because of it. Now, once when they are out, pretty much all the events happen the same, with Goku even sizing up Cell in that short little scene. And Goku knows that he's actually kind of close to Cell's level, but he's not there yet. Now, Goku still did see a glimpse of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, but Goku still doesn't know if this version of Gohan can beat Cell, as Goku's worried about it. Now, MajorDragon, why? Well, this version of Goku's a little bit different. He's not as super reliant. As we know, Goku's a little bit different because he's the Emperor of the Universe, and he's trying to take on that role a little bit seriously. Well, because Chi-Chi made him to. And he's also a bit more intelligent as well, with the help of Sorbet teaching him.
Right.
And Sorbet, as his advisor, who Goku actually listens to and helps for advice, he would even tell him that, listen, my lord, this Cell being is stronger than you. What if he kills your son? What if something happens? It would be more safe if you grow stronger, and then maybe if he can't do it, then you can go. Goku would actually agree. So Goku would then spend a couple of days of relaxing. Then they would spend a couple more days training. They would be using the special gravity room with the healing pods, as him and his son would be training intensively. Now, Goku knows of the Zenkai ability. Now, even Sorbet would touch up upon it, as of course Sorbet has all of the computer data chips that Frieza's Empire has, which means that Frieza has deep anatomical knowledge of the Saiyan body, and they know about the Zenkais. He states, well, my lord, if you get very injured, severely injured, we can heal you instantly, and you can grow much more time stronger. Now, Goku would actually begin sparring with his son Gohan with the intent to kill each other. As him and his son would be attacking each other, Gohan would think that it's difficult, but Gohan understands that the healing pod will protect him anyway. So him and his father do severe damage to each other, but they would get instantly healed in the pod. It was mentally very challenging to deal with all that pain, but as father and son, they know they must get better, and Goku knows that Gohan's potential will surpass him. Once when the Cell games begin, Cell was ecstatic to see everybody first. Goku would of course fight first. As we all know, this version of Goku is actually a couple times stronger than his original self. Cell here is a little bit weaker than his original self, so Goku fighting Cell would actually be pretty almost evenly matched. As Goku, I still think that Cell has the upper hand on Goku a little bit, but Goku would close the gap very much and Cell would have to use his full power. Now, Goku would actually give up, as he knows he cannot beat Cell in the long run, and Goku's getting tired. Now, Goku would then tell his son Gohan that it's time for you to go fight Cell. Now, here's a big change. Would Goku give Cell a senzu bean? That doesn't make a lot of sense in my opinion. Not to mention, too, Sorbet would even be there himself. And let's just say that Goku was thinking about grabbing a senzu bean to throw it at Cell, but Sorbet would stop him, saying, wait a minute, if you do that, Cell has the same cells too. He can be multiple times stronger too. And he would beg him to just not do it and let his son fight him, as Cell still has plenty of energy left. Goku would think about it, but he would understand that it might be better for everybody's safety. So, Goku would not. Now, the reason why Goku's acting like this a little bit is because the fact that he's made a lot more friends across the universe. Think about it. Goku's been traveling the universe,
Goku was
making
on
new
some
friends
bullshit,
and changing
nigga.
everything.
Give that nigga Cell a whole
and he doesn't
century
want
was
the likes
crazy.
of Cell beating and then destroying everything that he's working for, because Goku wants to help people. It's the right thing to do. So, Gohan and Cell would then begin. The fight would actually be evenly matched, as Gohan surpassed his father long ago. As it was just like the original, Gohan is stronger than Goku. Now, but the issue is that Gohan does not have the fire in him to fight like how his father and Vegeta do, as he doesn't want to fight. Cell would then take advantage of this, and then Cell would then spawn the Cell Juniors. Even though they're a little bit weaker, Goku would actually be able to fight them pretty evenly, but of course, with having a whole bunch of them, they would gang up on Goku, and Goku would get overpowered. And Sorbet would be far away, by the way, hiding. Now, he would be tortured and be tortured. Android 16 also did survive, all that happens the same, by the way. The same events would happen with Android 16 head being thrown by Mr. Satan. Cell would
Get me close to Gohan.
Destroy him, but before that, Android 16 would tell Gohan to let it go and to not
We
be
need you
held
to
back
let it
by
go,
your,
Gohan.
by your emotions. Just let it all go. Let it go. Gohan would then snap, seeing Android 16 was murdered and it was his fault, and all of his friends. Gohan would then transform into Super Saiyan 2. Goku would smirk, as this is what he's been waiting for, as his son Gohan has now become the perfect warrior. Now, Gohan here, as a Super Saiyan 2, is a lot more powerful than his original self. And with Cell being far weaker, I think y'all know what's going to be happening here. Gohan would then charge up a Kamehameha, as Cell would then charge up his own, and Gohan would then redirect the attack towards Cell. Now, let's just say that even this version of Gohan, that attack to rebound Cell's Kamehameha would actually kill Cell, wiping him out of existence. This would change a few things. There's no Android 18, and there's no Android 17, of course, just they're no wish back. Now, you could argue that, okay, well, maybe when they wish back whoever was killed by Cell, that Android 18 and 17 was brought back the same. So let's just go that route. Let's just say that Android 18 was brought back with her brother, but she would still befriend Krillin, and they would still become married. Krillin has to have his wife, right? Now, pretty much the same events would happen to where this is where some things are going to very much change. Cell never blew himself up. So this also means that Goku never died. That means no Potara fusion, no Metamorian fusion.
None of that shit.
No instant
None of that
transmission. He doesn't learn. You could argue that he goes to meet King Kai the exact same, and maybe he goes to the tournament because King Kai talks about it. Okay, you can throw that in there, but he cannot go into heaven itself because he's dead, and he's not really, can't go in there. You're not dead. He's alive. So he does not meet the Metamorians where he learns the fusion dance. So no fusion dance. But you could argue that he still does fight Pikkon. Goku would just win the same way. Probably a bit more easier because he's stronger. Now, as 7 years have passed, this is where a lot of things would actually change. Goku, of course, is taking his training seriously. He has way more technical advances to train and boost himself. Now, Vegeta, of course, he obviously wants to kind of run this Emperor thing. But at the same time, it's Frieza's empire, and he knows that. He doesn't really want it, but it's Vegeta, so he resents Goku for that. So he still has the same little evil tint in his heart to where he hates Goku for it, but not because of the pride that he was stronger. You could throw that in there too. He can fight Goku whenever he wants, but he was angry because Goku had a whole empire to himself.
Right.
Vegeta hated that. It should be him. He's the prince of all the Saiyans. He's royal blood. It's his by birthright. It should be his empire, not a low-class Saiyan.
Shoot, I didn't care about being a Super
Goku actually make
Saiyan.
a lot of changes to the universe, surprisingly. The universe was flourishing. All evil was being taken care of. A lot of the soldiers were taught in ki and martial arts, so they were all pretty powerful, having power levels of a couple thousand each, of course. And they were growing very fast in numbers.
Right.
The reasoning for it is because it's a lot more of a peaceful job. It's a peaceful company. It's a peaceful empire. So, of course, people want to go join it to better themselves and grow stronger because of it. Planet trading was over. There was nothing like that. Now, some martial artists were allowed to do bounty hunting, and of course they would have to be captured alive to be brought to the Galactic Patrol if they were a big enough threat. Other than that, there wasn't really too much. All the planets were doing great. They were advanced, and Goku was really happy about it. Now, of course, Goku wasn't really an emperor. He never flaunted his power. He wore his typical G and walked around with everybody else. Now, Chi-Chi was very, very happy. Gohan can be taught in the best schools in the universe, and there's so much money that she can buy whatever she wants. Life is good for Chi-Chi. I'm telling you right now.
Life is good.
So she won't be yelling at Goku as much. So she's a bit more lenient on letting Goku train more and, do his job. So that's what Goku does. Goku trains and he fights other beings. Goku meets a vast amount of beings all across the universe. Now, having hard drives and data files, he would even learn about beings who were not even that Frieza's files that Frieza knows about. Even the likes of a Lord Beerus and Majin Buu, a Buu creature. He doesn't know what those two beings are, but Frieza states that his father tells him to never even mess with those beings. And the fact that especially the Beerus one is the most dangerous creature Frieza's ever seen. This actually gets Goku a little bit excited, and he wonders if he can find this Lord Beerus. Maybe he can have a little fight with him, because he's far more powerful than Frieza now. But after some looking, he doesn't really find anything. He only hears whispers of a being of pure destruction, and he's a destroyer. Goku doesn't really know. It could all just be made up fairy tale stories, but he would love to meet Beerus. And even that Buu creature as well. Well, I guess he finally got his wish, because 7 years would pass. Goku would have Super Saiyan 2, but there was no Super Saiyan 3. But that's not needed, because Goku's power is so high, and the reasoning why is because he's been out across the universe battling other beings that are very powerful. And he's also been training in the best advanced technology in special gravity rooms and more. So Goku with gravity training plus getting Zenkais and getting healed with the healing pods, yeah, I feel like Goku is very overpowered currently. And not to mention, he's learning a lot more. He's learning more of things that Frieza kept in data files and learning more and more and more. Now, Vegeta, of course, I feel like Goku would definitely bring Vegeta in and offer him, saying, hey, Vegeta, I know you're really good at, this military stuff. Maybe you can be like a general or something and help lead the martial artist. Vegeta would actually refuse. And he states that he's never going to work under Goku, ever. He would rather die. So he's going to stick with Bulma and them. Now, of course, as the 7 years have passed, the World Martial Arts Tournament will still happen, so I feel like all the Z Gang want to go meet up and go there for fun, and Goku would agree. So they would all show up, as then Supreme Kai would then...
Alright, that was part 1 and part 2, what if Goku became an emperor? That's a pretty interesting story, man, because you can see a lot of things changes, Goku stays alive in the 7 years between Cell and Majin Buu, and, I think the whole universe will change, no more conquering. So a lot of things change, man. So it's very interesting. Can't wait to react to some more. So shout out to MajorDragon. He let my reaction. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.